Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change that engine and switch it into this one, as this one has a bad rod. Not supposed to be doing that. It's a rod knock. Has bad bearings. So we're gonna replace this one. Put this one in. As you can see, it has no knock. It's hard. So we're gonna switch this engine into this blower. Okay, so to remove all of this shroud, to take off the pull cord, you need to remove the bolt here, one that is here, and one that is here. Then the pull cord assembly is gonna be out. The next thing you're gonna need to do to remove all of this cover is remove this one, this bolt, one down there, and I believe there's another one right there. So we're gonna get that done and we're gonna be right back. Okay, so now that we've removed this bolt, the one down here, we can remove the whole shroud. So it's held in by this bolt, and the bolt that was right here, which is missing. There's a bolt that is right here, right there. And all of this lifts off and we're good to go. So we'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the air filter and the fuel tank. Now to remove the fuel tank, we're gonna need to remove these two bolts right here and right here. So let's remove that right now. We're gonna get these two bolts, put them back in their place. Go back in this place so we don't lose it. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the air filter. So we're gonna remove these two bolts right here. Some of the air filter assembly just comes off from a bolt there and a bolt here. We want to put it out of the way. Now, to remove the air filter assembly, we're going to need to remove these two nuts and another one that is down. Huh, interesting. We're only gonna remove these two bolts and take this out. It should be held in by a new one. So we'll see. We'll get there. So we'll wrap back 5/16. We're gonna take these two nuts out. We'll focus. I'm gonna remove these bolts, these nuts. To the side. And this assembly comes off. Now be careful with these two nuts. They're inside here. Okay, just be careful with those. Put them right into their place and put them to the side. Next thing we're gonna do is try to remove the carb. Okay, to remove the air filter, I had to remove these two bolts from here and take off the spark. Take off this to the side, and it turns out that this is broken. So this was wiggling all around there, so we're gonna have to use the other block anyways, as this one is bad. So we're gonna leave this hanging, keep this together. And to remove the rest of the air filter, we're gonna take this bolt that came out of this side right here. Now here, we'll take that off, and then all of this should come right off. We'll wiggle it off, and this will come right off. So it's held in. It's held in by this bolt, which goes right here. We're gonna keep it together. And this is, it just hangs out on the bottom part of the so this bottom part just goes and hangs into this spot right here. So we're gonna put this to the side now. Now we're gonna remove the carburetor. So we're gonna remove all of this together. So to remove this cover, we're gonna remove this bolt and another bolt right here. So it's this bolt, and all of this should come right off. So we're gonna remove that. Okay, so we're gonna keep this steel together as well. So this should come right off. We'll remove the spark plug as well. Give me a second. Okay. See if I'm not off. Give me a second and I'll get this right off so we can pull this out of the way. So we're removing this out of the way, put it up to the side. So now all of this should come right off. See how it's loose now. I'm gonna move the carb out of the way too. This cable out of the way. I'm gonna remove everything. So you see, everything comes right off. So the tank comes off, this comes off, this comes off with all of this, and we're gonna put that to the side. Okay, so now that we have all of that, now we're gonna remove the flywheel, the blower assembly on the other side, and we'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take off the pipe. The rest of the stuff out of the way. So it's gonna be this bolt, and this bolt. We're gonna pry it open and release it. You can see. Okay, so we're gonna release this now. We're prying on it. We're gonna pry it open. And then we're just gonna release it. This should come right off. We're gonna put this on. So now, what we have to do is we're gonna remove these bolts, this bolt, this one, and this one, and put the part into the side. So we'll be right back. So it turns out we don't have to remove this and this. All we gotta do is I'm gonna leave that in peace. So it turns out we can leave this side right here. We can leave this side and take these ones off. Okay, Okay, so these ones are start, so I'm gonna need a start tool for these ones. Start tool in there. Release them. Release this side. And we'll have this. Just this. Just this. Okay, keep them in there. Now we gotta remove this one, this part right here, and this one too. So we're gonna remove those and take that engine out of it. Okay, so to take this off right here, this one, you gotta pull this apart and pull on it like this. Okay, let's try with this. I'm gonna pry on it. We almost got it. Try this again with this one. Okay. So this sometimes gets stuck, so you gotta squish them together and pull on it. We're gonna do the same thing to this other side. So we're gonna squish them. Oh, this one was easy. Okay, now we'll remove this. So the tank is out of the way. So we'll put that to the side. And we'll have the rest of this. So to remove it, we got one bolt, another one, this one, and this one. So we're gonna remove them all and take that off. Okay, so now we're actually gonna take this one off and take the other one down here. We're gonna take this off, take them off, take this one off. Okay, put them together. Take this one, and we're gonna take this one. This should release the engine, so we're gonna try to release it. Okay, so now we have the engine out. We can leave that in peace, leave that alone. Now we just got the engine. Sorry about that. So it's got done by this one, and this one, and that one right there. So we're gonna be right back. Okay, so to remove this shroud cover, I'm gonna remove this bolt, this one down here, this ones that we already removed, this one, and we're gonna pull that out of the way, and we should be left with the engine on. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we got to remove the seal from the top right here, but it has a big side and a small side, so you can't really mess this up. So you take that off, put it to the side, and now we can take these bolts off. After you take them all off, we can pull out the strut. So pull it off the way. Be careful with the bolts. So you gotta lose any of them. Put them right back in place. So see all of them. I'm missing one, but that's fine. I got plenty of them. Okay, so we're gonna put that out to the side, and now we got access to the fan. So to take this off and let the engine go, we're gonna take off this nut right here, and then we should have access to the whole engine, so we can turn into it. So we'll be right back. Okay, so to take this off out of there, we'll need some string. Any string will do. Don't really matter if it's dirty or not. I mean, I'm gonna clear all of it before we run it. So we're gonna grab this string. We're gonna put it into the spark plug hole. We're gonna snake it in there. Put it all the way in there. We're gonna wind it. Okay. So we can jam up the piston and we can take off the fan strap, so we can have access to the engine by itself and we won't have anything else. So okay, that should be plenty. I mean, I'm gonna lift this up. See, it's not tight. Now we're gonna remove this bolt. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your breaker bar. Now the size of this bolt, socket is, focus, it's a 15 millimeter, 15 mil. Oh, come on. Here we go. It's a 15 millimeter. So we're gonna take this off right here. Now to take it off, you gotta do it counterclockwise. So that's what we're gonna do. Sometimes these things are under very hard, but usually it should be alright. I'm gonna break it there. So there we go. The nuts off. See, this one I like this better because the BR600, those things are under, and the nut and the shroud are all one piece, you know. So that's good. So we're gonna take that out of the way. So now we have access to this. So to remove the engine, we gotta lose this one, this one, and this one. So we're gonna do that and we'll be right back. Okay, so this didn't work at all. The last bolt, the one that is, see, right there in that corner, messed up the tip on all of this. And it broke this one, which the sucker's in there. See how it got sheared off. Then we got this standing sheared off as well. So okay, so after breaking all of those tools, we can remove now the bolts. We'll remove them. Now we have the engine out, and so we're gonna replace this. See, this has bad bearings, and to be honest, I mean, see, you won't see it even out of its place. It's got body cut. See, this is not supposed to be out here, but we're gonna replace it and rebuild this engine. Okay, so we're gonna take all of this apart. We're gonna take off the bottom. See, it's even missing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's missing one of the bolts. So I don't think that contributes to how body got. Maybe because of the vibration, it fell off, but it's missing the bolt right there. So we're gonna have this one, and this one, and the whole piston and the rod and everything should come right out. So we're gonna clean that off, put the new rod in, and get it running. Hopefully, well, I mean, there is actually carbon buildup in there. You probably can see it, but there's actually quite a bit. It's not too bad, but you know, hopefully there's nothing wrong with it, and the piston is not scarred or anything, so we'll get to that in a minute, and whenever I'm putting it back together, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so we took off the bottom part, just removed those bolts that I have there. As you can see, it's actually pretty nasty in there. I'm surprised it even ran. You see, it's like sand, and to be honest, it actually looks pretty bad. Hopefully the piston is not scarred, so we're gonna check that right now. We're gonna put this to the side. So now we're gonna take off the rod and the piston. So let's hope the piston is fine, because I wanna use this piston. Let me see. Oh, that don't really matter. I really got the other one. Oh God, you probably can't tell it, but oh, look at that. The piston is scarred. Wow. They got it sitting out there. Water got in it. So yeah, this is not gonna work no more. Let me see. These bearings have a little. Yeah, they got play. It's not as bad as I thought, but they got quite a bit of play. The rod is okay. It's in good shape. It's just the bearings and the piston is bad. So we're gonna be back with another piston in a minute, and we're probably gonna clean that off, get all of the carbon build up in the cylinder, and hopefully we're gonna rebuild it and it's gonna work fine. But this is not good. So we'll be right back. I gotta check this one a little better, see how bad it is, but I say we probably need a new piston, but we're just gonna use another one. Okay, I have a little update. So even though the piston is scarred, it's not too bad, but I mean, it's still scarred. The cylinder walls look pretty good. There's a very light scarring. You can't even feel it with the nail. You just can see it a little bit, you know. There's different little like lines of different color, but they're not. You can't feel them. So this is gonna be good to put on the other piston in, and the rod and the bearing from the other engine that I tore down, and we should have this running. I mean, it's probably gonna be pretty good, but we're gonna first clean all of that off inside as best as we can and put it back together. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so first things we're gonna do is we're gonna get all of this old RV gasket maker, whatever it's called. We're gonna clean all of this over, so we can have a nice mating surface, you know, to put this one back together. We're already gonna clean this up as well. I reckon a little bit, but it's not perfect. So we're gonna clean this off as well. This back. Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna clean that off. We're gonna get the RTB. We're gonna clean inside the piston, like on the very top. We're just gonna take off the old carbon, get it as best as we can. It's not gonna be perfect, but we're gonna clean it up as best as we can so we can use it for a little bit. For that, I'm just gonna use a screwdriver, remove as much as we can without damaging the walls. The reason I'm using this cylinder is it doesn't really have any buildup of carbon in the you know, where the muffler side. Usually they're full of carbon right there, and some of those particles can, you know, come off and damage the piston, you know, like scar it. That's what we're trying to remove as much as we can from this old carbon as well. I mean, everything else looks pretty good. It's not perfect. Well, maybe. Let me just check this part a little better, because, you know, from they probably used it. The person who I got it from probably used it a good bit, and this might actually be in bad shape. So I'm gonna check what the other one is supposed to look like, and this one looks like it has a little bit of wear in there. So I'm gonna check, and if I can use this one, I'll just have to use the other one. But I would prefer to use this one, as there's not much carbon in this one. So after that, we're gonna clean up this piston. This is the one we're putting in. It has just a light scar right there, but it's not that bad either. I clean up the as much carbon as I could from the top, and see, this one just has one. It's just this one right here, but it's not too deep. It is there, but it's not as bad as this one's. This one just has a ton of them. You probably, yeah, this one has a ton of them, and I'm gonna check how deep they are, but this one's probably just not good. So we'll be right back when I get all of that done to put it back together. Okay, so after cleaning it up a bit, I still gotta clean it up more, but I cleaned most of the carbon, most of the part. See, that's the only scar that it has, but it's not so bad. You can barely feel it in this one right here. You can barely feel it, but I know it runs because we already ran it before. So I cleaned off as best I could here. The gaskets right here. This right here. This I will remove in a minute to put it back together, but I just gotta clean it up a bit with a towel and it should be done. So that's first part. Let's back the cylinder. I'll clean this one off as well on the inside. Trying to clean up as much as I can from the outside. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'll do what good. Not put too much time into this. And we'll clean up as much as we could right here. It's not perfect, but we'll do the job. We'll clean up as much as we could from the carbon. Make sure we didn't leave any loose pieces. I already blew it off, but I'm just gonna clean it off a little bit with a towel. Probably some more brake cleaner or fuel, like gasoline or whatever. And we're gonna put some RTB around the gaskets, put it all back together, put piston in and put the bottom end and put it together, let it sit, and then torque the specs, and we should be good to go to put it back together. Okay, so I got the piston in there. I cleaned everything up as best as I could. Put the piston in there. I got the seals on the side, and these ones are pretty worn, but they're not terribly bad. I was using it, the blower that this came from, I was using it for a little bit. It's just I used parts from it to rebuild another one, and the other one is working fine as well. So all you have to do is lube everything up, lube the bearings right here, this, the piston. When you're putting it inside of there, make sure that the rings are aligned with a little pin that the piston has. It has 2 pins, and the rings have to go around the little pin, and when they close together, it should seal up. Also put oil on the piston and in the cylinder wall so that you don't scar it while you're putting it in. Before I put sealant around this and I put this back in its place, I'm gonna lube everything up very well, and I'm gonna put a bit of oil inside of here as well, so it doesn't start up dry and everything. So you should put some oil in here so that it is not dried when you start it, and so that it starts lubricating and you don't mess up your engine. So I'm gonna put some more gasket maker, some high temp one. I'm gonna put it around it, clean everything up before I do it with the carpet in it in the mating surfaces, and we should put it around there and around these seals as well. Around them you should put some. You put it in there, and you're gonna put it in here too, and put everything together, and hopefully everything will turn out right and it should run. I've already done this a good couple of times, not with this kind of blowers, but with the BR600s and the 550s. So I have done quite a bit of work like this. So let me clean everything up and put it back together, and we'll get back hopefully when I have it, or I am putting back together and running it. So okay, so I got the gasket maker around it where the mating surfaces are. Now we're gonna put it into the case. Put it all together. I'm gonna put it. It's hard kind of doing a curve one hand, so we're gonna put this together, and well, we're gonna put still some more gasket maker at the bottom of this so I can put it together. But we're gonna put it together, and that should be it. Okay, so now we got the gasket maker right here, and at the bottom of them, right here, and right there. So we're gonna put this down there. Now we're gonna put it together and put some oil in the pan before you start it. Before we put it together, let's put some oil in there. Okay, now that we have it together, I looped everything inside as much as I could, and then I put the oil in there. It was kind of hard to keep the bearings in there and everything without the oil coming out. Some place, as you can see, is still coming out from the shop, but that's fine. So we have the gasket maker from the outside that we put. See, we have it right there. So we're gonna put a little bit more around it and put the seals in there to keep the oil in there, and that should be it. The engine should be just a matter of time before we put it together. So let me go do that. Okay, so I got some RB, some gasket maker around there. That's sealed and this sealed. So all you gotta do is press them in there, push them. Shoot. Go there slowly. Do this one a bit. This one. Oh, okay. Let me loosen the bolts a little bit and we'll put it in there. Okay, so we got both seals in there. Got both seals in there. Got the RTB, the gasket maker. Got the seal in there with the gasket maker, and that should be it. I'm just gonna let this cure, and let it sit for an hour, and then we tighten it to specs, and that's pretty much it. This engine is ready to go. Okay guys, so I have the engine back into the shroud, into the fan cover. So all I have to do is put these bolts right here, right here, and right here. Tighten them up specs. Already tighten up the bottom of the pan to specs, so everything looks good. If you turn it, you can hear it because you can probably hear. So it has pretty good compression. You can tell right away. So now we're gonna put everything back together, and I'll see you guys when I finish this. Okay, so now I got the fan back on. I put the nut, I put the fan into all of the rest of the blower. Now to tighten up this nut right here, you have to put the string back in here, lock it up, and then tighten it up to specs, and you should be good to go. So let me keep going up on this. Okay guys, so I got all of the bolts back into the shroud. We have everything ready to put it back in there now. Just make sure that these little gaskets right here at the bottom of this, that you put them right back where they belong, and that this seal, you put it in right. So there's this big white, it's very wide, and so the one is skinnier, so just put it back where it belongs. And over here, I'm gonna clean all of this off. As you can see, they never cleaned it, and they never serviced it also. I don't know if I show you before, but see that the cable to open the all the water, so so you can spray with it. This is well, the cable that goes to it is broken, so I'm gonna have to replace that. But other than that, I mean, should be pretty much it. See, this is very brittle, so I'm not sure if that's gonna hold up or not. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But other than that, I just gotta put the tank back in and everything, and we should be good to go. I mean, the rest is quite easy. Just I'll put it back together, and I'll see you guys. Okay, so here's the final video of the blower running. It runs fine. It needs some carb adjustment, and it needs a new air filter. As you can see, it's already pretty messed up. It looks like water got in it. So, but if we pull up the trigger.